Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer action. We're here today with the Empire. We're going to be taking on the Tomb Kings, and brought a very fun build today. We've got self-propelled artillery, all the high-end stuff, Tempelhof Luminarch, Steam Tank, and the Black Lions. Bright Wizard leading the way. We've got an Empire Captain with some spears, Volkmar on his chariot, single unit of Empire Knights, and some Pistoliers. As for the Tomb Kings against us, we've got two Tomb Scorpions, two Melee Ushabti, Ark the Black, two Ushabti with Great Bows, and some Crypt Ghouls, as these are the followers of Nagash. Also some Skeleton Spearmen as well. Definitely super solid to have the Crypt Ghouls. Oh, it looks like that Fireball does just clip Arkan there. You can see I'm using the Steam Tank stun gun to go after the Ushabti Great Bows, because they are definitely a pretty big danger here. I should have been shooting them as well with the Black Lines, but instead I was working on those Crypt Ghouls, because they are a pretty big danger to my spears. Honestly, this is a pretty good build to counter what I've brought here, but we're going to try and make it work. You can see the Bright Wizard getting swarmed a little bit by those Carrion, and it's not the best. Volkmar is also taking a beating from those Ushabti Great Bows, and not regenerating super fast. I mean, he does regenerate, but it's not incredibly quick. You can see the Spearmen here and the Steam Tank going in melee against those Ushabti. They should be able to do okay. I pulled the Tempelhof Luminarch back. We're going to try and keep sniping Arkan if we can. This Tomb Scorpion here taking some Overwatch fire. The Empire Knights charge in, and they get an interesting situation here. We're going to just use them to kind of pin these units in place and try and fire in with the Tomb Scorpion. But you see that summon pops up, and all of a sudden it does a bunch of leadership debuffs to these knights, and they are going to very quickly get terrified here. You can see how their leadership drops, and their banner, yep, they get terrified by the Scorpion, still with a full 45 unit models there, so that's pretty painful. I'm going to go ahead and drop a banishment in that little pocket there to try and at least get some value out of things. There's quite a bit of Tomb Kings blobbed up right there, so meanwhile, Volkmar himself is still taking a beating from those Ushabti Great Bows, but the solar laser's charging up. You can see I haven't highlighted it, but it did get a hit on Arkan. It's a really, really serious hit earlier, and you can see it's done most of his HP and damage. So we're going to bring it here with Arkan, as I'm going to continue to try and snipe him out. You can see the Steam Tank pulling back. These Empire State troops, very, very pitched engagement here, just completely surrounded. Yeah, they're not going to hold up too well for that, but Luminarch, oh, and it actually blasts my Bright Wizard. Bit of friendly fire there, so quite unfortunate. Summon skeletons, and sorry, not summon skeletons, just regular skeletons here, and Crypt Ghouls moving forward. You can see the Crypt Ghouls were able to beat my Spearmen pretty decisively, and that's one of the main reasons why you bring the Followers of Nagash faction, is so that you have access to Crypt Ghouls. The Hounds are pretty decent as well. Bats are okay. I think Carrion are honestly better than Bats, but you can see Volkmar here gets pinned in by the Ushabti, the Melee Ushabti and the Scorpion here, and it's just too much burst damage. Volkmar actually goes down, so not looking too good, but oh, that shot again just cuts through the side of that formation, does a ton of damage to my own units, but also does a ton of damage to the Tomb Kings. So the balance of power is still pretty close at this point, because we do have all of our big artillery pieces online still. The Steam Tank, the Black Lions here, the Tempelhof, all still online, so I'm going to try and stay mobile and use up some of the ammo there if we can. Not sure. Ooh, who are we sniping at here? Is that Arkan? And we hit the side of the hill, unfortunately. So if I can finish off Arkan here and then maybe finish off these Melee Ushabti, potentially we could pull out a win. These Bow Ushabti still have quite a bit of ammo left, and it's going to potentially be a problem for me in the late game. But the Empire Captain sort of forcing a nice little blob here. The Steam Tank grinding through some Crypt Ghouls. Really should try and disengage this thing and go, like, use the main gun against those Ushabti Great Bows, but they're going to continue firing in here, do some really good damage to the Black Lions, who had been providing some Overwatch here and there. And yeah, we pull the Tempelhof up to the top of the hill. See if we can't get a snipe on Arkan. Looks like the Fat Scorpion's blocking him. Ooh, just barely clears the hill, and right over the head of the Scorpion just KOs Arkan. Empire Captain, a little too danger close there, also gets hit and shattered, but yeah, you can see the death of the Tomb King Lord is going to keep this balance power relatively close, but one of the Black Lions models is down, and it is getting pretty low on HP here, able to unleash some nice volleys into those skeleton spears. I'm just trying to get any damage that I can from it at this point to try and bring this game back, but with the death of Arkan, the balance power is even slightly in my favor here. We're going to use the great cannon, the great cannon, the steam tank's great cannon, basically, to try and go after the Tomb Scorpion here. In hindsight, though, I probably should be shooting the Ushabti more than anything. I definitely mistargeted that pretty badly. Those Ushabti great bows have done a ton of work, and the summoned Ushabti now being used to shut down the black lines here. They still had a little bit of ammo left, a little less than half their ammo, so that's pretty rough. Yeah, Templehof Luminarch, I don't really have too many single model targets to shoot at, but I can definitely blast some of these Ushabti here in this late game, so just blasted a couple models there. We're going to continue to try and blast away. The Empire Knights did come back from route. They've been kind of trying to support in this little engagement here. So we're going to attempt to use them to shut down these Ushabti Great Bows if we can. Keep that Templehof Luminarch alive. Maybe the Steam Tank can grind through the rest of this. You can see the leadership of the Tomb King stuff is all very low here. The Scorpion has taken quite a bit of damage. I just haven't been able to focus this one down. We were able to focus down the other one earlier. But, yeah, doesn't look too good at this point. The Steam Tank's taking some damage. It doesn't have enough melee defense. The Tomb Scorpion actually can get consistent hits against it, which is not the best. But I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of the Steam Tank's charge bonus to charge through some of those Ushabti. Oh, man, you see them just get bowled over by that thing. That's pretty serious. The Steam Gun isn't going to do a whole lot, but these ROR Spears, too, the Scorpion Legion still being online is a big problem. They're doing a great job of shutting down these Empire Knights. Did manage to finish the Ushabti off who are over here, so, you know, not completely out of the woods yet. We might be able to bring things back here. We'll see, but this Steam Tank is not going to be able to get away from the Tomb Scorpion. And I don't really have... I mean, maybe if I can bring this Templehof over, kite it out enough to be able to shoot the Tomb Scorpion with the Templehof, but keep in mind, these Ushabti Great Bows still have a bit of ammo, so they're going to be able to shoot me this entire time, and they have just resumed firing there, you can see, doing some really, really good damage, so yeah, unfortunately not quite enough. Ushabti Great Bows, just a little too powerful. Really good counter build, honestly, for what I had brought here. But I definitely think that this build I have has some merit. I just think that, yeah, this is a very competitive Tomb Kings build, I would say, and ended up just being a little bit too much. Granted, I did make some mistakes. I think if I would have targeted things a little bit better, prioritized the Ushabti Great Bows maybe a little bit more, and just use my Steam Tank's ranged attack, because you can see, used up hardly any of its ammo here. So, yeah, a bit of a risky army regardless, though, with, you know, only the one net, relatively limited protection forces. Yeah, I mean, having Volkmar on the chariot does make him relatively tanky, but here it just ended up making him a big target. I almost wonder if it wouldn't have been better to have him on horseback, so he could just run around and then just have more supporting troops, but certainly having the other Terror Chariot to come in, drop those bombs, and then roll out is nice, but yeah, maybe, I don't know. I've played a couple matches with this build and had some mixed success. I've had some games where it's been pretty decisively victorious, but this is the one game where this build, I guess it was only the one Scorpion. I thought he had two. Anyway, yeah, we were able to just about win here. You can see Ark and the Black, all Tomb King Lords just get absolutely deleted by the Templehof Luminarch, especially with Kindle Flame active from the Bright Wizard. So that ended up working out okay. The Templehof Luminarch also got a lot of work done just side-shotting through that blob as well. Steam Tank, again, did a lot of work in melee, but I didn't quite use the ammo very efficiently. And the Black Lines as well. If I had just maybe gotten a few more volleys with them against the Ushabti Great Bows, because to be honest, the Black Lions, I mean, Crypt Ghouls don't really have enough armor. Once you use up the ammo of the Hellblaster, then you can even use this thing as a chariot to, like, rear charge and cycle charge the Crypt Ghouls, and it does okay, just as long as you take out the constructs, right? So, kind of a little bit of misplay on my part, but great work by Sadao as well. He definitely, you know, great, you know, targeting priority with these Ushabti Great Bows, going after Volkmar first, deal with the leadership, then, you know, come in here, deal with the Steam Tank, do a bunch of damage to the Black Lions. Great Ushabti summon as well, right on the Black Lions. And a very unfortunate situation with the Empire Knights also. I wasn't sure if they had gotten a Doom and Darkness there, but I guess it was just that summon and all the leadership effects just broke them off, which was very, very unfortunate. But well played. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching that one. It's an interesting matchup, you know, Tomb Kings versus Empire, because you both can sort of go a number of different ways. And the Tomb Kings, you know, because the Empire has such good armor-piercing missiles, it can be tough to bring some of the big constructs, but the Tomb Scorpion, because it has a pretty low profile, and it's secretly really good against cavalry, is a hidden gem here. Ushabti Great Bows are good in just about every matchup, and, you know, having 2 to 3 is going to be safe in just about every build, give you a lot of tools to be able to do work against various different targets. So yeah, definitely good stuff there. From the Empire side, of course, Empire, one of the premier fire damage factions. You can really do some hilarious things, like if your opponent brings the Kepler Guard, you happen to have the Huntsman General, who's not a bad pick here, honestly. You can throw the oil flask at the Kepler Guard to make them like 75% weak to fire, and then even a normal burning head will completely delete them. Yeah, you have a lot of options for fire damage. Of course, the Warrior Priest can support Demigryph Knights. This is something that you don't see too often now, but is still absolutely viable. You have the Warrior Priest with the Banner of Eternal Flame, and, you know, you get these other effects as well. Hammer of Sigmar, Shield of Faith to juice up some Demigryph Knights. And I definitely want him, yep, on a horse there. Got everything. Something like that would be pretty solid with the Royal Alto of Griffites. Or if you have somebody like Karl Franz, and you just want to try and take the engagement near the Warrior Priest if you can against somebody like Cetra. Because then, again, you get that benefit from the fire damage. Bring a Lore of Fire Caster. Although if you have Karl, you may not necessarily want Lore of Fire. May want healing, especially if you've got Altdorf Griffites and, you know, Karl. But anyway, if you could bring fire, that would be a potential synergy as well. If you don't necessarily want to bring the Warrior Priest, what you can do is bring Felix. He, of course, has fire damage on his Greatsword, which means he can duel an infantry character. If he does happen to catch a Tomb King character, then he'll absolutely destroy them. But regardless, he's just going to be getting nice little damage spikes from that. And the Helping Hands, definitely going to be powerful on somebody like Boris, or even Karl, if you wanted to take him there, and then take Lore of Fire, something like that, or even take, you know, the Huntsman General. He also has the fire synergy, of course, has Hail of Fire to give your or missile units fire damage, and this Hail of Fire will also give your melee units fire damage as well. So, you know, even if you don't have the Banner of Eternal Flame on the Warrior Priest, you could potentially still get, you know, like maybe some Lance Demis or even some Halberd Demis. I might take the Lance Demis just for the extra melee defense, and since they're a little cheaper. But, you know, if somebody tries to goon your Huntsman General, you just run in with the Demis, pop that Hail of Fire. Won't obviously have an effect with the reload rate. But anyway, I've rambled on long enough about this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.